Dr. Emma Taylor had always been fascinated by the effects of isolation on the human mind. As a leading psychologist in the field, she had spent years studying the effects of solitary confinement on prisoners, astronauts, and even individuals who lived in remote areas. But she wanted to take her research to the next level. She wanted to create an experiment that would push the boundaries of human endurance, to see just how long a person could survive in complete isolation. Emma spent months designing a perfect experiment. She built a small soundproof room deep in the basement of her laboratory, equipped with everything a person would need to survive for an extended period of time. Food, water, and air were all provided through automated systems, eliminating the need for human interaction. The room was small, with plain white walls and a single flickering light overhead. There was a small bed in one corner, a toilet and sink in another, and a small table with a chair in the center of the room. Emma recruited a young man named Jack to participate in the experiment. Jack was a graduate student in psychology, eager to make a name for himself in the field. He was paid a handsome sum to participate in the experiment and was told that he would be isolated for a period of 6 months. The experiment began on a cold winter morning. Emma led Jack to the room, explained the rules, and sealed the door behind him. Jack was given a journal to record his thoughts and feelings, and was told that he would be monitored remotely through a series of cameras and microphones. At first, Jack was excited to be part of the experiment. He spent his days reading, writing, and exercising. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, Jack began to feel the effects of isolation. He started to experience vivid hallucinations, hearing voices and seeing things that weren't there. He became paranoid, convinced that Emma was watching him and manipulating him. He started to question his own sanity. As the months dragged on, Jack's journal's entries became increasingly erratic. He wrote about the voices in his head, the shadows on the walls, and the feeling of being trapped in never-ending nightmare. And then, one day, the journal entries stopped. Emma was concerned. She checked the cameras and microphones, but there was no sign of Jack. She tried to contact him through the intercom, but there was only silence. She decided to enter the room to check on Jack's well-being, but as she opened the door, she was met with a sight that made her blood run cold. Jack was sitting in a chair, his eyes wide open, staring at something on the wall. But it was what was on the wall that made Emma scream. In bold red letters, Jack had written a single phrase: "I am not alone." As Emma stumbled backwards, she realized that Jack was indeed not alone. Something was in the room with him, something that had been there all along. And as she turned to run, she heard a voice, low and menacing, whispering in her ear. "You should have not come here." The last thing Emma saw was the door slamming shut behind her, trapping her in the room with Jack and the thing that lurked in the shadows. The experiment was over, but the horror had just begun. If you liked this short horror story, hit the thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel to become a member of Rhino Clan. And if you subscribed already, hit the bell to be notified of all new uploads.